You see, in life, if you do what you really set out to do, if you accomplish that burning desire, then guess what? You can't die because you've already got it. To die, what is to die? It is to live, baby. And if you set out and you do it, and you got it, and it burned, but you almost died to get it, then what you got is gotten, and your life is lived. My life, like the rise and fall of great nations, in my search for you, in my struggle for the balance of world power, thirsting for more, 'cause all I've captured immediately dries. I woke up under a patchwork of lines, angry at this world since the beginning. Sailing through pure aquamarine colored seawater in the Sea of Cortez, in a region known as Bahia de los Angeles. We are approaching a cove with a similar but different name, Bahia de las Animas, and we are preparing to anchor. I throttle back the engine to idle and set the transmission into neutral. I move forward towards the bow of the boat and ready to man the windlass anchoring apparatus, which is a specially designed winch used for deploying and retrieving the anchor and ground tackle gear. I uncover it, unlock it, release the gypsy wheel clutch, then deploy chain and anchor 13 feet below until it hits the sea floor. Then retighten the clutch and wait for the boat to drift backward in order to build tension onto the chain.
Okay, babe, can you do it? Can you hit
I
reverse?
instruct Kelly to engage boat into reverse to further build chain tension, at which point I release slowly more chain, ensuring that it is not entangling below, and also ensuring that the anchor plows well into the ground and fully sets. When I decide that we are fully set in, I tie a rolling hitch knot around the 3/8 inch chain. This is known as a snubber line, and it prevents unnecessary chafing against my main equipment, as well as adding shock absorption to my ground tackle arrangement. I let out more chain to a desired length, then cleat the snubber line off and ensure it is tight. I release more chain until there is no longer tension on the windlass, but rather fully on the snubber line. I check this by visually inspecting and also by physically grabbing the snubber line to feel sufficient tension to make sure we are securely and safely set in and anchored, and then finally return the windlass cover to its place.
Okay, neutral. No, gas. Go lower gas. Okay, now put it in neutral.
Right on.
Go.
Will you be able to pull
Go.
them up?
Go, go.
Looking into the future, looking through a layer, through clouds, making my own decisions, planning my next route. Spending time alone, feeling the changing tide and changing weather, slowly changing tide. Going along with the adventure in front of me, navigating this pure nature, but mostly looking as hard as I can. And not being able to see clearly, although the picture in front of me is actually a beautiful one. What could be better except
So what do you want to tell future generations on this? This will be, this I can record. That's the beauty of recording. Right now I'm recording you, right? And we're here in 2015. But the beauty of recording is this: we're literally talking to the future. This is time travel. What do you want to tell the people of 3015?
Never stop learning.
Mm-hmm.
Try to keep learning. Be a lifelong student. That would be
What has
fun.
been your biggest learning?
Well, probably can't say it here.
Hmm?
I probably can't say it here.
Why?
No, you'll get.
What has been your biggest learning of your life? What's been your biggest challenge? What is the most defining? What is the most defining?
My greatest is that I like animals.
Okay, but what is your own personal triumph?
Well, that's pretty.
What's your
hard to
greatest?
understand.
What's your own greatest
Just
personal
that
triumph? Yeah, okay, that's an interest. You have a preference in that. But what has been your most defining, greatest
I'm just
personal
telling you, I
triumph?
was 5 or 6 years old when I found that out. I was very young.
So how does that resonate? What does that mean to you?
Well, if sometimes you feel different than others. I always felt different than others.
How does it relate? How does it relate to
I love
animals?
animals and plants. I'm a nature person.
And so why is nature, your connection to nature, so?
Because people, when they don't really want you to go that way. If you're talented in that way, they don't recognize it as accomplishments.
And so what does that apply
So
to you?
you gotta-
How does that apply to you?
I knew that young. I didn't really get counseled from my family saying, "Hey, you've got this or you've got that," or I didn't get evaluated at a younger age. I might have done something else, in general.
So how?
Oh, they might have, if they could see at that young age, I might have gotten recognized. Or music. I loved music then too, very young. They would have given me something. I took up the clarinet when I was in elementary
But
school.
but these are things that you haven't even done. You're saying
No, but I did take lessons for a short time in lessons.
you're saying that if someone would have put you on the right course, but the thing is you never did take those courses. So how does that apply to you
But
now?
I'm just saying I was always artistic, I think. And no, I didn't recognize.
But you never did. You didn't really.
Yeah, some people.
You didn't follow that path.
Right.
You never did. You never did. I mean,
No,
you dabbled with it, which is fine. It's not. There's no right and wrong with that.
But I'm just saying, if I would advise people to try to discover who you are.
Is it too late for you to do that now?
No.
Are you going to do that?
Well, I'm doing it right now.
What have you? How are you doing
I
it?
have new children.
Having a fish is artistic.
Yeah. As I said.
But your fish is a.
They
We
love
kind of
it.
went from. You said one thing. You said it was animals. Your connection to animals. Then he said, but you can. You kind of. You.
I said
You.
nature. I guess nature.
Nature. And so you correlated the nature part, but then you said it actually kind of had to do with more of you having talents and wants of going towards
No.
nature and art.
It would have helped me if someone had said, "Hey, you know, you'll have talents rather than skills. Okay, you're artistic rather than skillful."
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I was growing up, people wanted you to be skillful.
So you figured this out about yourself.
Yeah,
That you
now.
probably would have shined more having fulfilled
40
the
years,
arts.
when I was 40 years old, I figured that. What's wrong with this picture?
So what have you done to adapt? What have you done to
Just
correct that?
change. Just change different things.
How have you done that?
Well, I really don't have a goal or anything, but I just changed. At 40, I said, oh, well.
So what's your example? So how? How have you changed?
Well, I took art classes.
Mm-hmm. You did some really good drawings.
Right.
But it's been a while since you've done that.
No,
It's
not
not-
really. Here's a, or, wait.
Oh, you downloading it?
No.
Oh, that's his camera.
Speaking of the devil.
Yep.
So we're talking about.
Art.
We're talking about.
It's cute.
We're talking about Mike. We're talking about what is. Oh, look at that. We're talking about Mom's art.
Yeah.
Can you face it towards me?
My mom's artwork is brilliant. It is so elegantly texturized and lovingly abstract. I can look at it indefinitely. Its comfort, like that of minimal ambient music, lets me drift off onto my own thoughts. Clearly, in this interview, I am begging the issue. Her wisdom is beyond my immediate comprehension. What she is trying to tell me is the archetype for my entire design in my natural FIZZ exploration. I completely identify with what she is saying. My mom has always had a unique way of thinking. Her logic is definitely alternative, and she is immensely intelligent. In high school, she graduated 2 years ahead of her class, but her talent was never harnessed in any material way, and as a working adult, never excelled beyond living on a month-to-month basis. In recent years, her abstract manner has developed into further difficulty in articulation of words. Her body movements are somewhat jerky, to a concerning degree. We have visited medical doctors, psychologists, and neurologists. In early 2020, a group of neurologists have diagnosed her with Huntington's disease, a terminal illness similar to the degenerative Alzheimer's disease, affecting the brain, nervous, and muscular systems. A disease also in which, according to medical science, I have an uncomfortably high 50% chance of inheritance. Now, on my circumnavigation that I expect to continue for around 5 years, I recognize the distance that separates us and the importance that I make time to see her and to appreciate her loving grace and our communion as a family unit. fall back. Just another page from another book. Just another story in the history of man. My life, like the rise and fall. If you found this vlog, do me a favor and don't tell all your friends. Don't smash the like button. Let's just keep this between you and me. For the balance of world power, thirsting for more. 'Cause all I've captured immediately dry.